Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solo from the classic Queen song, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Now, many of you know that this song was written by Freddie Mercury as a tribute to Elvis Presley. And when it came time for Brian May to lay down his lead guitar parts, he ended up using a Telecaster, like I'm using here. Now, you don't have to use a Tele. You can play a guitar with humbuckers, single coil pickups, or P90s. It's kind of hard to screw this one up, and it's so much fun to play. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into it. All right, first thing I'm going to do is play the entire solo slowed down. That way the more experienced players can get through this a little more quickly, and then for the rest of you, you can come back and use that for practice when you're done. All right, let's get moving. Here's section 1 at normal and then slow speed. Now I'm going to break this up into 3 little boxes, and the first one goes like this. So we're going to start by barring our index finger across the B and E strings at the 9th fret. After you hit those notes, you're going to quickly slide right into the 10th fret of both notes. Okay? You don't want to linger on that first, 9th fret grouping of notes like this. You want to come quickly out of them. Then after that, you're going to play the 10th fret of B and E 5 more times. Here's that first box again. Now in the second box, we're going to play this. Now I know looking at the tabs there, you might be looking at the bends that are coming up and thinking, what the heck is going on there? I'll explain that pretty thoroughly here. So first, we're going to do a 13th fret B string bend up, a full step. Okay. Now the next bend at the 13th fret is also a full step up, but you're going to start the bend halfway up before you pick it, okay? All right. Now again, if that's too tricky for you and you want to do a full bend instead of, you certainly can, but I'm trying to give you the most accurate representation of the original solo as possible if you want to get the feel just right. Then the third bend, it's another full step bend up at the 13th fret, once again starting halfway up, and then you bring the bend back down and pull off to the 11th fret. Okay, so far in that second box. Again, if you want to do full bends throughout, you can. It'll sound like this. But again, if you want to make it sound more like the original, you want to start the second and third bends halfway up. It's little subtle things like that that make all the difference in getting the feel down just right. Then after that, after you've pulled off to the 11th fret, you're going to play 13 on B and 11 on B again. Add a little vibrato. Okay, here's that second box again. Now in the third box, final box here, we do this. So what you're going to do is a 13th fret on the B string, bend up a full step, and then quickly hit the 13th fret of the high E. Here's this entire section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's move to section 2. Section 2 goes like this at normal and then slow speed. So we're going to break this up into 2 boxes. The first one, we play this. So we're going to start, just like we did in the last section, with your index finger barred across the 9th fret of the B and E strings and quickly slide up to 10 on both. And then play the 10th fret of B and E 2 more times. So far. Then we have a little string scratch in there. followed by 12th fret of G and B so far. Then we're going to play the 10th fret of the B and G strings together, and then hammer on to the 11th fret of the G while holding both notes. Now when I hit those 10th fret notes on the G and B strings, I do it with an upstroke so that the B string is a little bit more prominent than the G string, as opposed to a downstroke. Little difference, little subtle difference there, but that's what I hear when I listen to the original recording. There's more of an emphasis on that 10th fret B note. So here's that first box again. Then in the second box we play this. So we're going to start by playing the 10th fret of the G string, hammer on to 11, and then 10, 12 on B. Then we're going to bar our index finger across the 10th fret of the B and E strings, and you're going to play first just the high E string on the 10th fret, and then both strings. Now if you end up hitting both strings both times, most people won't notice, but that's what you do. Here's that second box again. Here's the entire section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's move to section 3. Here's section 3 at normal and then slow speed. We'll break this up into 2 boxes again. The first one, we do this. So first we're going to do a 13th fret of the B string bend up, a full step. And at the top of the bend, you're going to hold it and then hit the 13th fret of the high E. Okay? Now the next bend, we do the same thing, but once again, like we did in an earlier section, we're going to start that bend halfway up. Okay, so far. Then with the third bend, we're going to do, just like we did near the beginning, we're going to do a full step up bend from the 13th fret, back down, pull off to 11, but you start the bend halfway up. We're doing that again. Okay? Then 13th fret of B followed by 11th fret, add vibrato. Here's that first box again. Then in the second box we do this again. So that's 13th fret of the B string, bend up a full step, and then quickly hit the 13th fret of the high E. Here's this entire section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's move to the final section, section 4. All right, here's the final section, number 4, at normal and then slow speed. So we're going to break this one up into 2 boxes again, the first one going like this. So we're going to start with our index finger barred across the B and E strings at the 11th fret, and then quickly slide up to the 12th fret. And then we're going to play 12th fret of high E followed by 15 of B, and then 12th fret of high E again, hold that note, and then play the 13th fret of the B string bent up half step. Okay, so far. Then we're going to play 14 on G, 11 on G, and then 14 on D. Here's that first box again, slowed down. Now in the second box, we're going to play this. So you're going to start by playing the 14th fret of the G string twice, and then the 16th fret of G string, bend up and down quickly and pull off to 14. And then 16 of G, 14 of G, add vibrato. Here's that second box again. Here's section 4 one more time at normal and then slow speed. Alright, that was my lesson on how to play the guitar solo from the classic Queen song, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. If you found it helpful or informative, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.